What is going on, Chelsea fans? Welcome back to Talking Chelsea Blues. Welcome back to another video. I hope you are all doing well today. This is your match preview for Chelsea versus West Ham United in the Premier League. But before we get into it, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. You have your notification bell turned on to be notified of when I upload and when I go live. You're following all the socials down in the description. They are all there for you, so go and get following over there. And let's get into this. This is your match preview for Chelsea versus West Ham. This is another huge game after coming off the back of a huge game on Wednesday against Napoli, in which we won 3-2. We came back from 2-1 down at halftime to beat Napoli at the death at the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. But we're here to talk about this game coming up on the weekend. Tomorrow night at 5:30 at Stamford Bridge under the lights. We are playing West Ham United, and this is going to be a big game. And we are going to have to take some risks tomorrow. We are going to have to be brave on the ball, break the low block, and really try and get past this leaky West Ham defence, although they've had a few wins in their last few games. So we'll wait and see what happens. But after that game on Wednesday, I'm more positive about Liam Rosenior's tenure. I'm more positive about the way we play in football again. There's obviously the stuff going on outside of the football pitch. It's null and void compared to when we're watching the football. All that matters is that we're winning games and that we're doing things that we should be on the pitch to strive for that greatness. Whatever goes on off the pitch needs to be sorted out, and I'm sure that will get sorted eventually. But what do I expect from tomorrow? I expect us to go out there tomorrow and be ruthless, forthcoming with ideas of how we're going to beat West Ham. Patience on the ball is important tomorrow. Creativity on and off the ball. I'm talking not just on the ball, making runs, being direct, being in the faces of the West Ham defenders and not letting them breathe. That is how we've got to play against a low block defence. Because the longer we put them under pressure, the easier they will crack. And it is as simple as that. And we have to be effective with our press. When West Ham get the ball, we have to be effective with the press and get the ball back as quickly as possible. Because West Ham are a team that can counter-attack, can create overloads in the opposition half, and they can create chances and score goals. They've got some very good players. We're talking Castellanos. We're talking, they've got players, Callum Wilson, who can create chances. Jared Bowen, who can create chances and score chances. So they've got an array of players that are really, really good and that we have got to be aware of ourselves. And so how do we be aware of those? We have to be more aware defensively. I don't want to see that back three business again from Liam Rosenior. Reece James is not a centre-back. I want to see a proper defence out there tomorrow on the pitch, being able to defend the opportunities when they arise for West Ham United. And how do we do that? By being resilient, being strong on the ball and off the ball, knowing when to press, knowing when to engage, and knowing that when we go and attack, that we can get the goals to win the game. So, what do we do tomorrow? Because an array of things have happened this week. Cole Palmer's been put back into the squad. He was at Naples. He came on in the second half and made that whole hell of a difference. What else do you do? What do you do on the left-hand side with Pedro Neto, Garnacho, Gittins there? You got Estevao as well. What do you do? Because this game can do so many different things and leave so many opportunities for different players. So, I have put a lineup together that I think is more than capable of beating West Ham United tomorrow at Stamford Bridge. So, let's get into it now and I will give you my thoughts. Okay, guys, so as you can see on screen, this is my lineup to face West Ham United tomorrow. It is a 4-2-3-1. Robert Sanchez in goal. He has to stay in goal. He's been fantastic this season. And over the last few seasons, he's had his errors. He's had his mistakes. But now he's starting to show what he can do ever since the Club World Cup. And so I'm really excited to see how he gets on. Now, moving into the back four, Reece James at right back, Marco Correa at left back. The two centre-backs consisting of Trevor Chalobah and Wesley Fofana. I think that is probably our best partnership in the defensive area as a back two with the two centre-backs and then the two full-backs, with Wesley Fofana and Trevor Chalobah being those two centre-backs. They control the game beautifully and they're good on the ball and they give us that strong solidity. So let's keep that going because we saw it in the second half against Napoli and it looked very good. So, moving into the double pivot, the midfield, as you can see, we have got Andre Santos and Moises Caicedo as that double pivot. And it's interesting because Andre Santos and Moises Caicedo are two different players, but two very similar players at the same time. With their, I wouldn't say their ability, they're two different players in that aspect, but in the way they want to play. They want to get the ball, move it, and be quick about it. They don't want to mess around. They don't want to have to dilly-dally. They're very quick, very, versatile players, and they both want to win the ball back very quickly as well. And that's what they're both very good at. So we'll have them as the double pivot tomorrow. Moving in to the three behind the striker. Now, I couldn't decide. I couldn't make a decision on whether I wanted Garnacho, Neto, or Gittins. I've decided neither of those three deserve to start tomorrow. So, this is what I've done. As you can see on the graphic, I have gone for Willian Esteval on the left-hand side. I've gone for Cole Palmer on the right-hand side. Them two getting into the half spaces, creating havoc for West Ham tomorrow could be crucial to us getting a result. And so those two in the half spaces, going narrow, going wide, it doesn't matter. They can do it. So there, those two on the left and the right hand side. In the number 10 position, as you can see, we have got Enzo Fernandez. Now, Enzo Fernandez had a very good game in that number 10 position against Napoli on Wednesday. So let's give him another go and let's try Esteval on that left hand side and Cole Palmer on that right hand side and see how it gets on and see if we can get Enzo Fernandez, Cole Palmer and Esteval all linked in together to make that combination of the three behind the striker. And the striker, Joao Pedro. Without question, Joao Pedro needs to play. I don't want to hear about Liam Delap. I don't want to hear about Mark Yu. I don't want to hear that nonsense. Joao Pedro is the only striker for me for Chelsea FC right now. Joao Pedro has started to prove himself, and he's proved himself all season long, especially in the Club World Cup, where he got goals against Fluminense, and he got goals against PSG, and he started scoring a lot for us this season. So he is the striker of choice. But guys, this is my lineup. Let me know your thoughts on the lineup. What would you change? And now let's go and I'll give you my prediction. Okay, so here is my prediction. The game against Napoli was tough on Wednesday. This is going to be tough, but not as tough. And I'll tell you why. West Ham are having a tough time of it. They've won a couple of games in the Premier League this season, but they haven't looked perfect. We're gonna have opportunities tomorrow, but when we have those opportunities, we need to take them. And it's going to be important that we do so, especially against a low block team. So I'm going to give you my prediction now. So I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say Chelsea 2, West Ham United 0, with Joao Pedro scoring both the goals. But I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Please let me know what you think on the score prediction tomorrow. Also, let me know your thoughts on your lineup. What would you predict? And what would you put in instead of mine? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Also, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel to be notified and turn the notification bell on to be notified of when I upload and when I go live. Also, guys, go and follow the socials down in the description as well. They are there for you to go and give a follow. And guys, I will see you tomorrow at 5:15 for the live watch along. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in a bit.